Simmers, it's ThatSimminWitch here, and we are going to do another battle of the baby mamas and baby daddies. This week I'm starting with the baby mamas first, just for a little bit of a shake up. So this week, these are the baby mamas that are battling off that I happened to get from my roulette wheel. So we've got Rory Oklo, Jess Siegworth, Nadja Kishka, Liliana Kialoa, Amelia Ernst, Katrina Caliente, Judith Ward, and Leah, I've forgotten her surname. But yeah, so these are the ones that we are going to be using to play with genetics with Bennett Basic in Creator Sim. So let's hop on over into the game. Right, so here we are again with Belle, and Bennett is going to be our first focus of this. We have who have we got first? It's Rory and Jess. So let's place them in. So I really like both of these. Like, I really love Rory. I think she's really pretty. Yeah. Like, I turned the sound off because, for one, that would be really annoying, her keep howling. But also, like last week, it's just easier for me to talk over rather than having the music in the background and trying to find the right level of the music. But yes, so we've got lovely Rory. I would be happy with either of these two going forward onto the next round. And we have Jess. I think they're both very pretty, and they've got both got unusual features. So I'm really hoping we get to see some unusual and cute looking babies from them. So what I will do now is we're going to go on to Bennett, and we're going to start with Rory. Oh, what did I do that for? Sorry, I'm a little bit out of practice this week. So we are going to play with genetics, and it's the same as last time. We're going to add Rory, and we're going to randomise them 3 times as a child and then age them up into an adult to see what they properly look like. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So, young adult. Okay, oh, he's quite, cute. I'm not sure about the eyes, that's the only thing. Let's take his facial hair off, because I don't know what their obsession is with this, mutton chops beard at the moment. But, a lot of my Creator Sim, for some reason, is coming up like that. So, I mean, he's definitely unusual looking. I'm really not sure about the eyes. I don't know, maybe if better eyebrows might help the way he looks, and maybe some eyelashes too. But, yeah, he's definitely not generic looking, that's for sure. So let's try again and see what Rory's daughter would look like with Bennett. Daughter, so we got 1, 2, 3, and age her up. Oh gosh. Okay. So she definitely, hang on, let's take off makeup and everything so that we can see her properly. So yeah, she definitely has some of Rory's features. Like, Rory, although Rory is more androgynous, and I think when I make Rory over, I haven't made her over yet, I'll probably make her they them rather than she her. But yeah, she's like, she got quite androgynous like features, but they're also like quite pretty. But I think that her daughter has kind of like picked like some of the worst aspects of Rory, unfortunately. And yeah, I really like the eye colour. And I kind of like the cheekbones. I kind of just wish like maybe her face here wasn't quite so square. Like, I think she'd be a bit prettier if her sort of jawline was a little bit more feminine. But yeah, okay. So we have her and we have the sun. So let us go for Bennett and compare them now to Jess's kiddos. So Bennett, add play with genetics. We'll pick Jess this time. And we'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to age her up to a young adult. Let's get some of these, the makeup off, sorry, there we go. Right, so Jess kind of has the opposite problem to what Rory's daughter is. She like has no chin. I kind of wish she had a little bit more like of a jawline, but like she is quite pretty. Let's look at her against Jess a minute. Okay. So I think like, I don't know, it's going to be a hard one, I think. We're going to need to see both the boys and against them as well, but yeah. So she has pretty elements. I don't think any of these are ones that I'm going to keep and add to the gallery like last time, but like yeah, I kind of do wish she had a little bit more of a jaw. But let's try a boy and we'll compare the boys. For genetics, Jess, where is she? There. And we want a son this time. 1, 2, 3. Young adult. Okay. So he's definitely prettier than Rory's son. That's for sure. The eyes are still a bit weird. I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe it's Bennett's eyes that they're getting that are making them a bit weird. Has he got weird eyes? I suppose he has a little bit. But yeah, so compared to Rory's son, definitely, like, I think Rory's son is obviously more unique looking, but I do think that Jess's son is a little prettier. He's not pretty enough for me to save, unlike some of the Sims that I saved from last week. But yeah, he is prettier, and let's just look at the girlies again. So this is Jess's daughter. I don't know, she kind of makes me think of like I haven't watched much Bob's Burgers, but she kind of makes me think of like the characters in there. Like she has a lot of face hair, but then not a lot of chin, and that's kind of like what the Bob's Burgers characters are like. And yeah, and then Rory's. I do think that Jess is our winner this time. I just think that she's just pipped it, like, again, Rory's daughter is more unique looking, but yeah, I think that Jess actually wins it. So I'm going to move Jess along on our little chart that we're keeping. Right, so just as last week, we will do copy and let's paste, and then we'll put Jess there. So Jess is going to go for the winner of these two. So, yeah, let's move on to our next fight between Nadia, who's from Enchanted by Nature, and Liliana from Island Living. So let's move over to Create a Sim again. Right, so we are now back with Bennett. Let's open the gallery and grab who are we after this time? These ones, aren't we? There we go. So we've got Nadia, who's obviously a fairy. She's from the new pack. I haven't really played with her much. She's quite unusual looking. She's got this like little scoop, pointy up nose. She's kind of like pretty in her own way. And there's obviously Liliana, Liliana I really like. I think she's a really sweet sim. And if you've been watching my Pac-Man Legacy, you'll know that she's recently broken up with Makoa, and it's absolutely broken my heart. So I am going to try and get them back together. But yeah, I would probably be happy with either of these winning as well, to be honest. I like both the Sims, and I think both of them have some good genes to get us started. So let's play with genetics again. And let's go for Nadia first. And we'll go 1, 2, and 3. And let us age her up. Okay, she's quite cute. Oh, she's got the little upturned nose, which I was hoping for, because I do think the nose is quite cute. Otherwise she's got quite a lot of her dad's features, but I do think the little turning up nose is quite sweet. Let me just see her against her mum again. Yeah, so she's maybe got Nadia's jawline a little bit as well. But yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised with that. Now let's try and make Nadia's son, just to see what a son would look like. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and we're going to age him up. Okay, and I'm going to take off his facial hair just... Okay, so let's have a look. So he's got a kind of little bit of an upturned nose. It's not quite as upturned as his sister's. And like, his eyes are a little bit funny, but yeah, I can, like, he does give off really fairy vibes to me. Like, I can't really explain it, but I do think that he gives off like quite fairy vibes. But his lip is a little bit weird there. I don't know quite what it's doing. It's kind of like really sticks out right at the top of the lip, but yeah, he's quite cute. So we need to do some comparisons. So let us get Bennett and let's go for making some children with Liliana. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and sorry, you probably can hear my cat. He is locked out, but he is very chatty and he can hear me talking, and he always wants to be with me when he hears me talking. So could he have anything more on his face if he tried? Let's remove the facial hair and remove the accessories so we can see his little face. Okay, he's quite a little cutie. He definitely has quite a lot of Bennett's features. He's got Liliana's eyes though, I believe. Let's have a look. I think he has her nose as well, actually. Let's have a look. Yeah. But yeah, he's quite cute. I think he's cuter than Nudge's son. For sure. Like, the eyes are just a little bit too far apart, in my opinion, on Nudge's son. But yeah, he's quite cute. So I'm excited now to see what her daughter will look like. So let's pop back to Bennett. We'll do play genetics. I really wish the last parent you use would just stay in there. It's such a pain having to pick a new parent each time. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So I've seen like Liliana's daughter in the game, like Nani, grow up. So like I kind of have an idea of what her genetics might look like. Oh, okay. She has quite a large nose compared to the rest of her face. Yeah, her chin is quite small and her nose is quite big. So she's definitely unusual looking. She's yeah. Let's have just quickly look at Liliana just to see again. I find it useful sometimes just to like look at the parent, just to have a look at the comparison. But like from afar, she actually doesn't look too bad. But it's when you get a little bit closer up, like I think her nose is just that little bit too big, and like she doesn't have quite enough of a chin. I'd maybe like her to have more of Liliana's chin and less of her dad's chin. But let's have a look at her compared to Naja's daughter. So I do think Naja's daughter is cuter. Like she has that nice little like upturned nose, and she kind of has like the cheekbones going on and like the little chin. And then sons, I need to look at the boys again. This is going to be a really difficult one, because like I prefer Liliana's son, but I prefer Naja's daughter. So it's kind of deciding on the one that I don't prefer over which one I think is the cutest. So the son or the daughter. I do think that it might be Naja that actually wins this one, because although I do think his eyes are a little bit far apart, I do think he like has like his other facial features are much better than Liliana's daughter. So yeah, I think we are going to go for our fairy and one of our newest townies, Naja, as being our winner for this round. So let's record that on our little chart that we have. Right, so we move Naja, let's copy and paste. So yes, our next round after we've gone through these ones will be Naja and will be Jess and Naja, which is quite exciting. So we are going to do this side first because I like to narrow down the rounds rather than do one side versus the other. We are going to do Amelia and Katrina next. So let's pop over to Create a Sim and have a look at what happens with these genetics. Right, so we are back with Bennett and we're going to get our next couple of ladies, Amelia and Katrina. So let's have a quick look at them close up. So Amelia has a very flat face, and I don't really ever interact that much with Amelia, so yeah, I don't really have that much of an opinion on her. Yeah, so yeah, her face is quite flat. But yeah, let's have a look at and compare her to Katrina. Again, this isn't my made over version, but if you want to see my made over version, you can look at my makeovers playlist to see my made over version. I think Katrina came out really well on that. So Katrina obviously has quite sort of pronounced bridge on her nose, But she definitely has like more sort of different structures to her face. Her face isn't like super flat. Yeah, she's got like obviously she's got like her cheekbones, and sort of there's like lots of dips and like different shapes to her face. So I think we need to have a look at some of these babies. We're going to start with Amelia. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And let's age her up. Okay, she looks very much like her dad. Let's just take all that makeup off just so that we can see her little face. So yeah, she basically looks like her dad. Maybe her face is a little bit wider than her dad's. And she's got a little bit of the upturned nose, because Amelia's nose is like a tiny bit upturned as well. But yeah, let's have a look at her compared to her mum. So yeah, if you look at it, kind of like, it isn't quite as upturned as Nadja's was, but like it is sort of up rather than like straight out. So she is fairly cute. She is a little bit generic looking, which I thought might be the case with Amelia's children, because she doesn't really have like super strong features. But let's have a look at what Amelia's son would look like. Let's play with genetics. And we're going to change that to the son. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and let's age him up. I fear again he might look like his dad, but let's have a little looky. He does look a lot like his dad. Let's take this off. Okay, so he does kind of look like his dad. Let's have a look against Amelia. I do think it must be Bennett's genetics that are bringing in the wide apart eyes. But yeah, okay. Right, let's have another look at him. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted looking at her face then. I was trying to take it all in so that, like, yeah, he kind of, you can really see his dad in him. Again, he's got these eyes that are a little bit too far apart for my liking. I wish they would just come in a little bit more, and they look quite sad where they kind of pull down at these corners. But like, he's not super handsome. He's quite generic, again, like his sister was. I think that's because Amelia doesn't really have very strong features. So let's have a look and compare them against some of Katrina's kids. Let's do play with genetics. Obviously in the game, Katrina has Nina and Dina, but she also is like pregnant when the game starts. So I have seen her kids grow up quite a lot. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that one looks like they've got good old cheekbones. That they've got Katrina's cheekbones. Okay, let's take off this facial hair. Yeah, so he looks very much like his mom. He's got like her like topography of her face, like where it has a lot of like ins and outs. Like those cheekbones are really cheekboning. That's for sure. So let's just have a little look at him compared to Katrina quickly. Yeah, the only thing he hasn't got from his mom is this like quite bridge heavy nose, but he definitely has like her face shape, that's for sure. But yeah, he is like, he kind of looks like he has dimples. I do like dimples. I myself have dimples, and I kind of wish you could give them to Sims in a better way. But Yeah, he's definitely more unique looking. I think he is definitely more handsome than Amelia's son, that's for sure. But let's have a look at the daughters and see what happens there. We go 1, 2, 3. Let's age her up. Okay, she does look a lot like her dad. She's got some of her, yeah, she's kind of got a little bit of a wider face. I'm going to give her a slightly different haircut for a minute just so that she doesn't have hair on her face. Let's put her hair back like that for now. So yeah, she's got like the kind of wider face like Katrina. She doesn't have Katrina's nose, which I'm kind of glad about because I'm not the biggest fan of Katrina's nose. But yeah, again, she is a little bit generic looking, but I think that compared to Amelia's kiddo, she's definitely looks more like her mom, and she looks less generic. Like, I do quite like her little nose, like her nose and her mouth area, but yeah, I do think that Katrina actually might be our winner this time. Let's just have another look at her. Yeah, I'm saying Katrina. None of these so far have been save worthy. I can't remember if I put my basics up on the gallery for everyone, but I will check after I've recorded this video because the first one's gone live by now, so I know a few people have already watched it. But I will put the basics up there. The babies are already up there that I saved last time. But let's say, yeah, I am going to say that Katrina is the winner of this round. So that, like, I don't know, it kind of surprised me a little bit. But let's move Katrina on our little chart. So let's pop over onto that. Right, so we are gonna copy and paste and pop Katrina there. So we obviously now have Judith Ward and Leah. Judith is a massive breeder in my game. She always has like 20,000 children. And Leah, she doesn't breed quite so much, but yeah. I think that Leah, for me personally, Leah is the prettiest out of these two, and she's the one that I would pick to move on. But we will have to see what happens, like genetics wise. So let's hop over again into Create a Sim. Right, so let's pop our next ones in. So Judith and Leah. So let's have a quick look at them close up. Judith does have again that kind of like little bit upturned nose. Her nose is very sharp as well, like it's not very wide. Yeah, she does have some quite unique features. Like you can kind of see like her cheekbones. And then there's like little Leah. I do love Leah, I think she's a cutie. But yeah, Leah obviously is sort of our first trans sim that we had without like them necessarily saying she was trans. But basically when it comes to the trans sims, or the sort of non-binary sims, I've tried to sort of put them in the category that most fits with their like body type and the gender stuff in here. So obviously Leah presents as female, so she's a baby mama, and because it's a sim, she can get pregnant if we want her to get pregnant. So yeah, I am classing her as female, and she is one of my baby mamas. Yeah, I think she's like really pretty though. She's got like this interesting nose, which I'm wondering if that might like carry on over to some of her babies, like the little pointy nose. But let's have a look and get started. We're gonna do Judith first. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. She's a blondie like Judith. Let's age her up. Okay, so she does look a lot like her dad. Let's take off all the bits. She's definitely got like her mum's nose, like it's definitely narrower and definitely kind of like a little bit more pointed up than her dad's nose, but she does have a lot of her dad's features, so she is a little bit generic looking, but yeah, I think she's quite cute. I even really like this short hair on her. But yeah, let's go for a son with Judith to see what a little boy would look like. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Oh, and another blondie. Young adult. Oh, again, he has like everything you could possibly put on a face, Okay, I can see his mum more. I am going to change his hair just so that we can see his face a little bit better. Okay, so he definitely looks more like his mum. He's definitely got his mum's nose and her lips. He's got her cheekbones. He like doesn't have much from his dad really, other than maybe eye colour. So he is very unique looking. I wouldn't necessarily say he was handsome, but like, yeah, he definitely has some interesting features, that's for sure. But let's play with genetics with Leah and do some comparisons. Leah. Go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and let's age her up. Okay, oh, she's quite cute actually. Let's just pull off this makeup. Oh, she is very cute. I think that she's a little sweetie. So, oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I really do like her. She doesn't have her mum's nose, she has her dad's nose, but she kind of like has more of the topography of her mum and her mum's eyes. So this is like, I think she might actually be being saved. I think she's really cute. Let's just have a look at her compared to Leah. Oh, hiccup, sorry. Yeah. She's like a really nice mix between her mum and dad. I think she's actually really, really cute. So, like, she does have slightly weird brow line, but I think that's like, it doesn't really affect like how pretty she is, but I am so far very impressed with the way Leah's genetics have decided to present themselves. So let's go for a son and have a look at the boys. So we're going for Leah. We're going to do a son this time. 1, 2, 3. And let's age him up. Oh, he's got his mum's nose. Let's take that off. And I might just change his hair his hair just so that like it's away from his face a little bit more. Yeah, again, he's picked up a lot of traits from his mom, and I think he's actually cute. He's obviously got his dad's coloured eyes, and I do think that like if just with like the addition of some eyelashes, like he would be quite cute. And like he's got his little pointy down nose like his mom. I do think that compared to Judith's son, he is definitely cuter. And let's have a look at the girlies. So Judith's girly is very generic, and against Leah's daughter, yeah, Leah's daughter I think is really pretty. She's definitely going to be saved, I think. So we will have at least one kiddo being saved from this game to go up on the gallery if you want to have her in your game. Again, she won't be kitted out, she'll just have random traits, a random name, and whatever random clothes she's spawned with. Just because I will spend my entire life in Creator Sim. Like, it takes me flipping ages to change up a sim. So I am going to go with Leah winning this round. So I'm really excited. I'm so glad that Leah went on to the next round. So let us record that on our chart and let's have a look at our like next matchups. Right, so let us put Leah into the next round. Pop her in there. Okay, so our next level of battlers are Jess and Nadia, and then Katrina and Leah. So we're gonna start over here with Jess and Nadia. I'm quite excited actually. They like, yeah, I'm excited to see what they look like. I do know that like when Jess's daughter in the game, I've forgotten her name, when she grows up, she ends up with that like no chin, like like her daughter had when we played with genetics a minute ago with her. So I'm hoping that's not something that consistently comes with Jess, because I do think Jess is really pretty. And yeah, I hope we get another little upturned nose from Nadia, because the little upturned nose was cute. But anyway, let's pop into Creator Sim and find out. Rightio, we are back with Bennett again, and I did end up saving our little girly from Leah. So let's go for, who are we doing? We're doing Jess and Nadia, weren't we? So we need to get rid of Rory, which I'm a little bit sad about because I do love Rory, but that's just the way it happens. And we want Nadia. Pop you in. So we need to say goodbye to Liliana. Right, okay. So we're going to kick off with Jess first. It definitely is him that's bringing the gap between the eyes. I can kind of see it now. Let's go for Jess. And let's go 1, 2, 3. And let's age them up. They look like they might have a little bit more of a chin than previously. Okay. Right, let's take that little tiny tash off, just so that we can appreciate them. Again, they are very generic looking. I can, yeah, I don't think, like, he does look a lot like his dad. He obviously has more of just his skin tone, but he mostly looks like his dad. He hasn't really got that much at all from his mum. Let's pop. Yeah, I don't think he's got anything from his mum, really, which is a little bit sad. Let's just look at him compared to his dad. Yeah, maybe his chin is like the only thing. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got like the little like dimpled chin. But yeah, he's again, he's a little bit generic. But yeah, let's have a look anyway and see what the daughter comes out like this time with Jess. Oh, there we go. Jess, and we're doing a daughter. I will this week, or between baby mamas and baby dadders, I will restart my game so we don't end up with lots of lag like we did last time. 1, 2, 3. No, I think she's gonna maybe not have much of a chin again. Okay, right, I'm just gonna change her hair just so that we can see her face a little bit better. Let's pop that one on for now. Okay, actually she's prettier than what I thought she was going to look like. So she does have elements of her dad, but she, like, I can definitely see her mom more now, like in her lips and her chin. Let's just have a quick look at her compared to her mom. So she doesn't have the little like dimple that her mom has, but like I can definitely see elements of her mom in her now, which, yeah, she's not like, I don't think she's save worthy, unfortunately, but she's definitely cuter than what we were getting the previous round. But let's have a little comparison anyway and play with genetics with Nadia. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, and it looks like we might have a little upturned nose. Yeah, it's starting to get laggy, so I definitely will come out with my game and reboot it for when we play next time. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to take that off. And yeah, he's quite cute actually. I think that like, yeah, he has quite feminine facial characteristics, but like I can definitely see his like mum in him around his like lips. Again, he has that little like pokey out lip bit. He kind of has a tiny little bit of an upturn to his nose, but I think that he mostly, let's have a look at his dad's nose. Yeah, it's like a little bit upturned from his dad's nose. And let's look at his mom again. Yeah, I think he is pretty cute. I think he's cuter than Jess's son. Yeah, his like nose is a tiny little bit pointier. And yeah, he's just like quite cute. Let's just have a look at him against Jess's son. So yeah, Jess's son definitely has a more like masculine face, but I do think that Nadia's son is cuter at the moment. So let's see what happens when we do a daughter. One, 2, 3. Okay. Let's age her up. Okay, so she's a little bit unusual looking, I must admit. She's got the wide part eyes like her dad. Unfortunately, she does have lips and nose like her mom. Like, she's got the cute little upturned nose. She's not as cute as the girlie from the previous round that was Nadia's daughter. But let's have a quick look at her with her mom. Just, I kind of wish you could put Sims side by side. It would be so much easier. But yeah, she's not as pretty as her mom. Let's have a look at her. Yeah, she kind of has lost a little bit of chin. Kind of wish she had a tiny bit more chin. Her head looks quite short. Like, it looks like all her face is in, quite closed in, and then she's got a really large forehead and hair, but then like not a chin to kind of counteract the forehead. So yeah, let's have a quick look at her against Jess's daughter. Now, I do think that Jess's daughter is prettier. Like, I think yeah, Jess's daughter is definitely prettier than Nadia's. So I'm in this awkward situation again where it's really hard to choose, because Jess's daughter is prettier, but Nadia's son is prettier. And I'm not really sure when we look. So yeah, Jess's son doesn't offend me. He's pretty generic looking. But Nadia's daughter is quite weird looking. So I think that Jess actually takes this, which is a surprise. I thought it was going to be Nadia. So, yes, little Jess. She's going on to our little final round of the baby mamas in this round anyway. So let's record her on our chart. Right, so little Jess. Let's copy you, and let's, oh, I forgot. Let's do it with the keyboard. Right. So now we have Katrina and Leah, which is going to be exciting because Leah obviously was the only kiddo that I have saved so far. So let's pop into Create Sim and have a look at those two. Alright, so we have my mum Bennett back, and let's do so it's Katrina. We want to get rid of Amelia, and we want Leah, don't we? Pop that in. Get rid of Judith. So, let's go back to Bennett. Right, let's go with Katrina's kiddos first. Yeah, it's definitely starting to slow down. Let's go for Katrina. And let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I think he has his mom's cheekbones, that's for sure. Let's have a look at him all grown up. Really? That Tash? Okay, so he is so generic looking, but he does have his mom's like facial structure that definitely makes him look less generic looking. So that is pretty interesting. He is cute. I can't say that he is the most handsome sim in the world, but I think he is fairly cute. So yeah, let's have a look at a daughter. Yeah, like, I really love Creator Sim. I could spend hours and hours and hours of my life in Creator Sim, which I do spend a lot of time in Creator Sim, which you would probably know if I showed you the full length of my townie makeover videos and how long they actually take me. But let's go for 1, 2, 3. Oh, she looks quite cute. She's cute as a little girl anyway, so let's see what she looks like when she's all grown up. When it eventually loads, there we go. I think has she got her mum's, yeah, she's only got her mum's facial structure. Oh, she's got the nose. Oh no. So yeah, it is a shame that she has her mum's nose and not her dad's nose, because I quite like her facial structure, but I think the nose really ruins it for me, unfortunately. I just think that, like, it's just that little bit too much on her face. Like, her face is quite delicate. I think the nose works on Katrina, because she's got sort of like, I don't know, her face seems like a little bit bigger and it seems like it's got more space for it, if that makes sense. But yeah, on Katrina's daughter, that nose just does not quite work for me. So let's have a look at some of Leah's kiddos, just to do some comparisons. Oh guys, I keep getting a really itchy nose. I'm really sorry if I keep going like quiet. I'm trying not to think about it, but it's not always so easy. Right, so let's go 1, 2, 3, and then let's age her up. She is looking quite cute there. So she definitely looks just like her dad. She just has like 0 of Leah. I did add Leah in, right? When I did her, oh, I'm really like doubting myself whether I actually whether I actually added Leah in, because she like has 0 from Leah. Does she have Leah's body shape? Maybe let's put her in something like less bulky. Not really. Okay. Oh, I don't know, guys. Okay, so she does look just like her dad, and I'm really worried that I didn't put Leah in. Oh, what shall I do? I don't know whether to stop recording and go and look at the footage to check that I did put Leah in. I think that's what I'm going to do quickly, just to make sure that I did actually select Leah, because she looks so much like her dad. So I will be back in 1 second. So I did go back and check the footage, and I did indeed put Leah in. It just seems that Leah had exactly 0 effect on her genetics. She was obviously just meant to look exactly like her dad. So let us go for a son, and it might all ride on the sun. Genetics. I thought I had put Leah in, but I started to doubt myself when she basically looked like a carbon copy of her dad. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and let's age him up. He really needs to get rid of the beard so we can see. Okay, so he does have some of his mum's features, unlike his sister that has literally 0 of their mum's features. So yeah, he isn't the prettiest sim, but yeah, he's also not awful looking either. So let's just recap. So let's look at Leah's non-genetics at all daughter compared to Katrina's daughter. So Katrina's daughter does, yeah, I'm sorry, like, even though Leah's genetics has zero effect on her daughter, I'm sorry, but her daughter has come out a lot prettier than Katrina's. Like, it's just this nose, it kind of reminds me of like a bird beak, sort of like as if she was like a budgie or like a cockatiel or something. But let's have a look at the boys, because I think they're going to be the biggest comparison, if I'm honest. So this is Katrina's son. So he's like I said, he's quite generic. He does have like the longish face and like the topography of his mom. So yeah, and let's look at him compared to Leah's son. I think that this is really difficult because Leah had zero effect on her daughter's genetics. But looking objectively at the cuteness without thinking of the impact of the genetics, Leah's kids sort of equal out to be cuter than Katrina's. So I think we are going to have Leah as our next winner. This may be very divisive. If you think that I chose wrong, then you're welcome to comment and we can have a little discussion. I like having comments anyway, so if you do have any opinions or if you have anything you want to say, I do like talking in the comments, so let me know. But let's update our chart and look at our final round for the baby mamas. Right, so we are going to move little Leah over here. So we have a Jess versus Leah, which I don't know if I would have. I wouldn't have picked those probably. I was thinking that maybe Nadia would be in the final, and from this side, I wasn't really sure. I guess it probably would have been between like Leah and Katrina, but like I wasn't 100% sure about that side. But yeah, it is a little bit unexpected. So let's have a look at our final round of the girlies and see who will move on to the next round. Righto, so we are back with Bennett. I kept Leah in because we were just playing with her. So we're going to add Jess in. So let's get rid of Rory. I'm kind of sad that Rory was out so early, but never mind. Okay, so let us get on with it really. Let's start with Jess. Sorry, it's starting to get a little bit laggy, but when we can move on to the baby daddies, it'll definitely speed up again. We're going to go for Jess, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, she doesn't look like she has much of a chin. I can definitely see like her mom's influence though around her like lips. So let's make her young adult. Okay, she's actually looks a lot more like her mom than I expected. So she's actually quite pretty. I'm quite impressed with like how pretty she is. Jess did well with her genetics for this round. She was saving it all for the final. But yes, she's very pretty. She does look very much like her mom, but with her dad's skin tone. Like if you have a look, see, she's got sort of like the longish face, she maybe has her dad's lips. But yeah, I think she's quite cute. I don't know if she's save worthy. I haven't quite decided that yet. I'll have to have a think about that. But let's have a look at her son. Genetics. So a winner from last time was obviously Nalani. So it would be interesting if Leah won, because that would mean in the next round she would be facing off against Nalani, which yeah, that could be quite competitive. So let's go for a son. 1, 2, 3. Oh. That's not a very flattering freeze frame of him. Oh dear. Let's age him up. Okay, so let's take the facial hair off. Oh, why do I keep doing that today? So he has a very heavy brow. I don't know who he gets that from, probably his mom, but he does kind of have quite a good mix between the genetics. He isn't the most handsome sim in the world, but he's definitely a little bit more unique looking. Again, I wish he just had a little bit more of a chin and a jawline, just to sort of balance his face out a little bit. I suppose like the hair that he's wearing doesn't really help with that, because it's sort of high hair rather than flat hair, but it does look a little bit like his face is a little bit uneven. But yeah, I'm interested to see the comparisons now between Jess's and Leah's kids. So let's get on with our next lot of kiddos. So we have Leah, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Come on, thank you. Right, age him up. Let's have a look closer at him, take off his facial hair. So he definitely looks a lot like his dad. It's a bit of a reverse of what happened last time. There isn't much of Leah's genetics like taking place on his face. Yeah, he does look a lot like his dad. He is like quite generic looking, but also he is definitely prettier than Jess's son, unfortunately. Jess's son is he did have makeup on. I thought he looked like he had like blush or something on. But yeah, Jess's son is very, I don't know, almost like a dog. I know that sounds really bad. I like the only problem with a video like this is where obviously I have to judge on looks, and I don't want to be too harsh because I'm not very pretty, and I feel like a bit of a hypocrite judging anyone else by like the prettiness. So yeah, I think son wise, Leah's son wins. I think that's mostly because he is almost a carbon copy of his dad, but let us go for a daughter and see if that changes up our minds. Oh, I wish it wouldn't take so long. So we're doing Leah, weren't we? Definitely got Leah this time. If we end up with another kid that is just a carbon copy of her dad, then I think we might have to give it to Jess this time. 3. Okay. Come on. So let's have a look at this little one. Okay, so she's not exactly a carbon copy. I'm going to take that makeup off just because it distracts me a little bit. So she's got more of her mum's nose. It's not quite as harsh as Leah's nose is, but it definitely is there. I do think the heavier brow is from Leah. But yeah, she's okay. She's not the cutest. And compared to Jess's, I do think Jess's daughter is prettier. But she does basically look like a carbon copy of her mom, but with her dad's lighter skin tone. So, well, this like baby mamas has been a real struggle for me deciding who I want to go through. I just want to have a little recap. So this is Leah's son and Jess's son, and then Leah's daughter. So this is really, really difficult for me, but I think I am gonna go for Jess, simply because, like, it is again one of those cases where I prefer Jess's daughter but Leah's son. But I just think overall, like, Jess's genetics have just had that little bit more of an impact on her kids. So Jess is going to be our winner for the baby mamas today, and she will go through to the next round when we've gone through all of the townies. So she's got a very difficult round ahead of her because she will be going against Nalani. So let's sort out our little chart so we can see our progress for the day. Right, so Jess is going to take her place as our little winner, and then she gets, I always forget on Miro how to move the boards. She will, in round 2, I forgot I haven't put the round 2 text there, but I will edit that at some point. Let's pop her here. So in round 2, when we've gone through all of the townies, Nalani and Jess will be the first 2 ladies to go off against each other. So that's that for today. So I'm just going to pop us here for our little screen grab, not screen grab, but our last little like look. And yes, I am going to start on the baby daddies now. So I'll see you in a second when I've sorted out the baby daddies. Our baby daddies for the day are Alika and Nox Greenberg, Kai Ether, our first ghost, Jeffrey Landgrab, Paolo Rocca, Lucha Harjo, Dominic Fires and Marcel Price. So some of these are a little bit low-key. Again, these were just picked using my random roulette wheel that I have. It's like just one of the like spinner wheels that I use. I would show you, but it just takes so long doing all this that maybe I'll do like a random video at some point, like picking one week of like baby daddas and baby mamas. But yeah, so these are our guys that we're going to be facing off. In terms of these, in my opinion, I absolutely adore Nox. I think he is super, super sweet, but I know that his genetics are like quite prominent, and yeah, they don't necessarily make for the cutest kiddos, but I guess we will have to see what happens. I do not like this man at all. He is one of my least favourite Sims in the whole entire game. So, we will see. But otherwise, it's quite an understated little group this time. I don't know if there's that many favourites. Maybe Paolo might be a bit of a favourite for being a baby daddy. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not sure. And Kai, obviously being our first ghost, he is quite new. He is from the Life and Death pack. So, yeah. We'll have to see. So, let's get started with Alika and Nox. So, let's hop on over to create a sim. Right, so we are now in Create a Sim again. And we have our lovely Belle here as the sim that we're using for the other half of the genetics. So I have restarted my game, so hopefully there shouldn't be any lag. Let's put these two guys in. So let's have a quick look at them close up. We have Alika, who, I don't know, he doesn't really have that distinctive features. He kind of, I suppose his nose is like a little bit turned down. And he's got sort of like chubby cheeks, if you like. But I can't say his features are the strongest. But he is up against lovely little Nox, who does have extremely strong features. Like, his nose is often carry through to his offspring. So, yeah, I can see that he might end up making some babies that are not necessarily conventionally pretty, but I think Nox is cute as a sim. Like, I think he's a little sweetie, even though he does have the big nose. So, yeah, we'll just have to see, I guess. But, yeah, let's get started anyway, because I'm excited to see how these go out. We're going to start with Alika, since he was first. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And let's grow up our son. Okay. So let's take this beard off. Okay, so he does look a lot like his mum. There isn't that much of his dad, really. Maybe the eye shape? Don't know, not the eye shape. Maybe the eye colour. He's got his dad's sort of like little pointy lip. But yeah, I mean, he looks a little bit skinny. But yeah, maybe with a different body frame. I mean, he's quite generic, to be honest. He does have quite a few of his mum's features. So he's got a little bit of his dad's cheekbones. But yeah, he's pretty non-offensive. So I guess we should have a quick look at our daughter with Alika. Where'd he go? What happened there? There we go. He wasn't showing up for some reason then. Let's pop female. We go 1, 2, 3. Okay. She looks like she's a little bit chubbier, like her dad. She is. Okay, so I can definitely see her dad in her, like, especially sort of around this part of her. She's not, like, the cutest, but she is a little bit cute. Like, I kind of like, she's got her, like, dad's eye shape as well. So I quite like that, and, like, I do like her lips. But yeah, I think she's fairly cute. She's not the cutest. She's not save-worthy, unfortunately. We've only had one save-worthy offspring so far. So let's go for like Nox's kiddos just to compare. And I am really hoping that Nox doesn't get knocked out of this round because I think he's super cute. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, and let's age this little one up. Okay, and let's take this off of her and lipstick. Okay, so she didn't get her dad's nose, which is a surprise. I think this is the first time that I've ever seen a kid of Nox's to not get his nose. I mean, she's got his chin, like his little pointy chin, and yeah, she's got like the sort of mouse-like features, because I think Nox is a little bit like mouse-like, like rodent-y, like he's got those like big ears, and yeah, I don't know why, he just reminds me of a little like mouse or a little rat or something, in the nicest way. Not in a mean way, but she's got quite a good mix of her mum and her dad's features. Like, definitely the top half of her face is more like her mum, but then this bottom part is definitely more like her dad. So I am pleasantly surprised by that. So let us go for a son with Nox. Actually, let's just compare her to Alika's daughter. I do think she's a little bit prettier than Alika's daughter. I think like she's like Nox's daughter is a little bit more feminine, maybe, and like I just think that like her like nose works a little bit better on Nox's kid. But let's try for the son now, so we can compare. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and okay, he's looking quite cute. He's got Nox's little sleepy eyes, that's for sure. Let's take this off. So he does have a lot of his dad's like look, but without like his dad's nose. And like, I'm so surprised because I've never seen Nox's kids not have his nose. So I don't know what kind of magic the genetics is like working in here, but I think he is pretty cute. Like, I am totally impressed. Like, when we look at Nox compared to him, yeah, he kind of like, he has like his dad's sort of chin area, but I am pleasantly surprised. Sorry, I think that like maybe with some eyelashes and some different hair and just like, yeah, a little bit of jazzing up, I think he would actually be quite cute. He does have a little bit of a strong jaw, but I don't mind that as much on a like a masculine sim especially. But yes, oh, this is like difficult. I do think that maybe, like, I know this sounds really biased because I do love Nox, but I do think that Nox has just about pipped it. Like, I don't think any of the kids are like save worthy. But yeah, I think that like Nox's are just that tiny little bit cuter and a little bit more like unusual looking. They're not quite so generic, if that makes sense. This has been quite a difficult one, especially in the female round, in the mamas round. But yes, so our first daddy to move on is little Noxie. So I'm going to record that on our chart. Right, so Nox, we're copying you over here. Let's paste. There we go. So our next little duel is against Kai and Jeffrey. So I'm quite interested in seeing Kai's genetics at work, because I've only seen his like kid that's already in the game, like Takama, I think his name is. Yeah, I've only seen him age up. So I'm quite interested in seeing what his genetics are like. So let us hop on over to Creator Sim. Righto, so let's pop our next duo in, which are these two. So we are going to start with Kai. I haven't really paid attention to like the ghost of the crow, of the people that have died by the murder of crows, like getting like pecked to death or whatever it is. So what's the death called? Yeah, death by murder of crows. So yeah, I hadn't really noticed the little crow before until just now. But anyway, let's get started. Oh, actually, we'll just have a little look at the the faces. It's a little bit harder to see when they're ghosts. Maybe I should turn him into a human, but I quite like him to be recognizable as a ghost, like how people see him in the game. So yeah, he doesn't have super strong genetics. I think his eyes will probably be quite prominent. But let's have a quick look at Jeffrey. Obviously everyone knows Jeffrey because he is base game. So yeah, he is quite mousy as well, in my opinion. Like, poor Jeffrey. Oh, I feel so sorry for Jeffrey. Like, he just has such a rough time having to live with Nancy. But anyway, let's do some genetics. So we're gonna go with Kai first, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Let us have a look. Age him up. Okay, he's quite cute actually. He's got eyeliner on, which probably helps. Okay, so he is a little bit genetic. For God's sake, I keep saying genetic instead of generic today. I don't know what is going on. But yeah, he is pretty generic looking. He doesn't have like a really strong look of his dad. But yeah, he's cute enough. Like, he might do for a first round sim. We'll have to see how it goes. So let's have a look at a daughter with Kai. For God's sake, it's in that thing where it's not... Don't know why it's doing this to me. Right, there we go. Right, 1, 2, 3. Okay. She looks quite cute as a child. Let's have a look. Okay, so she looks quite a lot like her mom. She's got her dad's nose, that's for sure. Like, it's sort of like sort of a little bit less less long than her mom's nose. But yeah, she doesn't have strong genetics, but I think that's just because Kai doesn't really have that stronger genetics, which might play in his favour as we go along. But I think we need to see his kiddos against Jeffrey's, so let's quickly play with genetics with Jeffrey. So pop him there. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Okay, she definitely looks like her dad. I'm just gonna change her hair, because I want something that's like off her face a bit more. Let's go for that one for now. Okay, so she does I keep doing this today. What's going on? There we go. She definitely looks like her dad, unfortunately. She has his like sort of that like drawn in sort of like, it makes them look more snobbish, which I'm sure that's why they chose those kind of genetics for the land grabs, because both Nancy and him have a little bit of that kind of look to them. But yeah, she's not super cute, if I'm honest. She's not my favourite sim. I'm not really a big fan of the drawn in look like that. So I do think, compared to Kai's kiddo, that Kai's is definitely cuter. But again, Kai's is definitely a lot more generic. But let's have a look at the sons and see if that makes a difference to my opinion. 1, 2, 3, and let's age up this one. Oh, he's got the mutton chops again. Okay, so he is quite a good mixture actually between his mum and his dad. He doesn't have a strong look of either, really. Those eyebrows aren't doing him any favours, but I don't like changing those kind of features. It's just things like hair, so I can see their face better, that I change at this stage. I don't think it's fair to start changing now, since I've never changed anyone else's weird eyebrows, so the eyebrows are one of the things that are staying when I do this. But yeah, he's not, yeah, he's quite generic as well, but yeah, he's quite cute. Let's have a look at him compared to Kai's kiddo. He's maybe a little bit more handsome than Kai's kiddo, but they are very on par with each other. And I think that actually Kai is probably just going to tip the scales, just because Jeffrey's daughter just is not my cup of tea. I'm not a big fan of it's the really long Cupid's bow that really gets me. So unfortunately I'm going to have to kick Jeffrey Landgrab out of this battle. So our winner for this little battle is Kai. So let's record that on our chart. Right, so let's move Kai on. It's actually a surprise that it was Kai. I sometimes think that with the more classic sims, like the base game especially, that they're more likely to win. But yeah, so our face off on this side next will be Nox and Kai, but we're moving over here and we're going to go for Paolo and Lucha. So let's hop into Creator Sim and work our magic with the genetics. Right, so let's oh, for God's sake. I'm surprised I haven't done that more. I do that quite a lot. So let's go for Paolo and Lucha. So I think Paolo is quite cute. He does have that big nose, which I'm maybe hoping doesn't carry over. And he does have this sort of quite prominent chin, which might lead to some crazy looking kiddos. But I think on him that all of his features work really well. He has a good mix of generic and sort of prominent features. So let's just have a look at Lucha. I mean, Lucha's not one that I really take much notice of, to be honest, because obviously he's already married in the game, and yeah, he's just not necessarily someone that my sims that I play with would pursue as a baby daddy. But you never know, he might make absolutely gorgeous babies. You can never tell. So let's have a look anyway and start playing with genetics. We're going to do Paolo first. Paolo. 1, 2, 3. And then let's age him up. Oh gosh, that's a lot of forehead he has going on there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all these. Okay. Oh, he's got makeup on as well. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. So, yeah. He seems to have a really, like, tiny face. Like, he has his mom's nose. He didn't get his dad's nose. But, like, his head just seems so big. But his face seems so small. I'm not saying that he's, like, the worst looking sim we've had. Because that's definitely not the case. But he also is possibly not one that I would choose to, like, go with. I guess we'll just have to see how the genetics work out. But let's have a look at a daughter from Paolo. Daughter. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's age her up. And she's got quite a bit of makeup on. And I am going to give her slightly different hair just to get that off of her face. Oh, oh dear. Okay. So, Paolo's genetics are strong in this little lady. Unfortunately, she does have his chin. Like, you can see the little curve and you can see his, like, prominent nose. It's not quite as bad as her dad's nose, but it is very prominent. I thought from far away she was going to be a bit cuter, but the trouble is, in The Sims, you always have to check the profile, because sometimes you'll have a sim that looks absolutely beautiful, and then you go like this, and you're like, well, no. But yeah, she's not the one, I'm afraid. Let's have a little comparison though. You never know what Lucha's genetics are gonna do. So let's play with genetics, and we'll grab Lucha. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. Obviously, he does have a kid in the game, and his wife is pregnant. I have seen their kid age up, so it'd be interesting to see how the genetics work. So she's got quite a lot of genetics from her mom, but she's also got, like, this part of her, like, her mouth is sort of like taken her dad's shape, and she's maybe got his cheekbones. Let's just have a quick... Is it his cheekbones? Yeah, he has got quite prominent cheekbones, and he has got that kind of, like, longer, like, wider mouth. Sorry, not longer. So yeah, he oh. I can definitely see little bits of her dad in her. She is fairly cute. She's probably not worthy of me to save, to be honest. But compared to Paolo's daughter, she is definitely a winner, which, yeah, I'm surprised about. But let's have a look at her son, because you never know, maybe Lucha is going to have some little monster child as a as a son. Change that to son. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then let's age him up. Another one that is wearing everything on his face. He did actually look quite good with the beard, to be honest, but that's not a fair judgment. I like to look at their actual facial structure. I actually think he is fairly cute. He, again, is a bit like his sister. He doesn't have really strong genetics. I think that's where, like, Lucha's strength is, if you like, that none of his genetics are super prominent. So he kind of ends up with more generic looking kids. So a bit like when with the last round with Kai and Jeffrey, like Kai's genetics were much subtler, but they made sort of more generic and maybe some more like pleasant or easy on the eye children. So yeah, I think weirdly and unexpectedly we are having Lucha as our winner for this round. I really am surprised. I was expecting this round to be Paolo's, but let's record that on our chart. Right, so we are going to copy and I'll paste Lucha here. Okay, right. So then we have Dominic Fires and Marcel Price facing off against each other. This could be interesting. I don't think, like, I have seen his genetics at work quite a lot, and the Prices, they don't usually breed or have any more kids than what they already have. Like, they have Sydney, Savannah and Jaden already. So like I kind of, obviously I know what their kids look like because they were in the game, so it's interesting to see what they look like with my more generic Sims rather than the spouses that they're paired with. So let's hop into Create a Sim and have a look at these two. Right, let's open up our gallery and get these two in the household. Okay, so we have Dominic and Marcel. So let's have a quick look at them closer up. So yeah, Dominic, he has a little bit of a scoop nose as well. Like his nose like points up a little bit, which has been a bit of a trend with our baby mamas and baby daddies this round, or this episode, I suppose. It's not really a round, but yeah, let's have a look at Marcel. So Marcel does have like, he kind of has a longer face. Dominic's is a tad bit like wider, but Marcel's is obviously a little bit longer, and he has like a little bit more of a drawn in like jaw than Dominic. So yeah, let's see how these go with Belle. So we're going to go with Dominic first. Dominic, go 1, 2, 3, and let us age him up. Okay, take beard off and sunglasses. Oh, and he's got eyeliner. Let's take that off. Yeah. Okay, so he's definitely got his dad's nose. His like, I'm not the biggest fan of this hair, if I'm honest, which isn't helping my like situation. But yeah, he's quite cute. I think that like the features have blended quite well. He has like one sort of like really strong dominant feature, and the rest are like a little bit more subtle. So I don't think that like his features are too overpowering. Like that was the problem with like Paolo's daughter specifically. She had too many of the strong features and not enough of the more subtle ones, which sort of made her look a little bit crazy. But yeah, I think he is quite cute. Let's have a look at what a daughter would be like between Belle and Dominic. 1, 2, 3. Oh, she looks quite cute. Okay, so she is, I think she's going to be saved. She is really cute. She's like the right mix. Like, again, she's got like the strong nose, but like she has more subtle features as well. And I think that she is really, really cute. I think that Marcel is going to have a very difficult time beating Dominic's genes. But yeah, she's super pretty. Like, I don't know, like, I just think that all her like features all work really well together. So let's get some kiddos with Marcel going so we can do some comparisons. Marcel, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's age him up. Okay, and we're gonna take off that. We'll take off that as well because it's confusing. And yeah, so okay, he does have a few of his dad's genetics. Like, I can definitely see his dad's in him. Obviously he has his mum's eye colour, but he does look a lot like his dad. I'm not super keen on this skin tone. I think it often, especially in game when you're playing, looks a little bit too orange. So like, I think if he like changed his skin tone, he would maybe look a little bit cuter. Like, maybe made him a little bit darker like his dad, or like toned down the warmth in his skin tone and made it slightly cooler, just so that it didn't look quite so orange when you're playing the game. But otherwise, yeah, I think, like, although he's unusual looking, he is quite cute and he does resemble his dad. Let's just look at him compared to Dominic's son. So I think, yeah, both the sons are like sort of decent, like Sims, like decent looking Sims. Like, they're not super like gorgeous, but I think they've done pretty well. So let's have a look at Belle and Marcel having a daughter. Marcel, change that to a daughter. 1, 2, 3. Okay. See, her skin tone is much nicer in my opinion. It's not quite as orange. Let's take off all of those. She doesn't have any makeup on. Okay, so she has her dad's nose, but she has a lot of her mum's features. And her dad's eye colour as well. Yeah, she's like pretty cute. I don't think, let's have a look at her quickly against yeah, to me she's definitely not as cute as Dominic's daughter. Like, I don't know, there's something that I really love about her face. I can't like quite pinpoint it because like the genetics aren't super strong from her dad. Like, obviously she does have his nose, but like, yeah, I just think that the mix has worked really well with like their genetics. And yeah, I think Dominic has just pinched the round. Like, yeah, I think maybe if Marcel's son maybe had a less orangey skin tone and maybe had a slightly less heavy brow that Marcel might have won, but I do think that Dominic is going to win, and yes, I am going to save this little cutie here to go in my stack of Sims for me to one day play with eventually. So let's yeah, so Dominic was our winner, so we are going to just record that quickly on our chart. Right, so let us copy and paste. So Dominic. Okay, so our next rounds are obviously Nox versus Kai, and then Lucha versus Dominic. So yeah, I'm quite interested. This might break my heart this round because Nox might get knocked out. But yes, let's pop into Create a Sim and find out, shall we? Right, okay, let's get ready for our next round. I did save my little cutie from that one. So we are doing Nox. Let's get rid of Alika. And we want to pop in Kai. Get rid of Jeffrey. Right, so we're going to start with Belle and Nox. Nox. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think he might have more of his dad's nose this time. Let's age him up. Oh, oh, he looks so much like his dad. Oh, I love him. Okay, so Nox's son probably will get saved as well because he looks a lot like Nox, but like a cuter, like sort of like younger version of Nox. They are very, very similar. If you have a look at the faces, there isn't that much difference. Obviously Nox has his facial hair and his piercings, but like when you actually look at their features, they are very similar, and I think it works really well on him. Like even with the big nose, I just think that like he is really cute. Sorry guys if my voice cracks a little bit. I have been talking a long time and I've run out of a drink. I probably should go and get another one, but like I hopefully don't have much more recording to do, so I kind of just want to get on with it. But yes, Nox's son is cute. So let's have a look at Nox and making him a daughter. I'm so glad we got to see one of Nox's kiddos with Nox's nose. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to age her up. Okay, and let's take these glasses off. Okay, oh dear. See, this is where Nox's genetics go a little bit wrong. So she's got Nox's weird chin, like more like pronounced chin, and she's got his nose. But like, because her face isn't quite so long, she doesn't have sort of like the length to pull it off. So Nox's daughter here is not the one, unfortunately. Like, Kai stands a really good chance of scooping this from Nox, which is a shame because I absolutely love Nox and I love how Nox's son looked. But unfortunately, we will have to see what Kai's kiddos look like. So let's do that now. Get Kai up. 1, 2, 3. Oh, stutter a little bit. And let's age her up. So okay, she's definitely got Kai's eyes. So she is cuter. She's not like a super pretty sim, but like she's got mostly her mum's features for like the bottom half of her face. But yeah, her eyes are definitely her dad's. So she's not like quite as unfortunate as Nox's daughter, which is such a shame. Like, I was really hoping we might end up with a super pretty like daughter from Nox, but let's see what Kai's son looks like. I started to lag a little bit already today. Okay, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. So let's age him up. Okay, he looks a fair bit like his dad. He has a massive forehead going on there. Let's take this beard off. Okay, so again, he's very generic looking. The forehead, I don't know what is going on, but he does have like his forehead is almost as long as the rest of his face. Yeah, but he's really inoffensive. He's definitely not as pretty as Nox's son. Nox's son is like, oh, look at him, he's just like Nox. I don't know if it's just because I love Nox so much that like seeing his genetics is just sort of like makes me smile. But yeah, I think that it's such a shame, but I do think that Kai is probably gonna have to go for the next round, because although I prefer Nox's son, Kai's daughter is a lot prettier than Nox's, and like Kai's son also like balances it out a little bit, because it's not like Kai's son is like a monster. So I'm really, really sad to say that little Noxie is knocked out and Kai is going through to the next spot. So let's just record that quickly on our chart. Oh, I am going to be so sad for the rest of today that that like Nox got knocked out of our little competition. So obviously Kai will then versus whoever wins out of Lucha and Dominic. So let's hop into Create a Sim and find out which one of those are going to be carrying on. Right, so we now need to open the gallery and pop in Lucha. Get rid of Paolo. And we want Dominic. I did save Nox's son, so there will be, in my gallery, there will be at least a household of 3 Sims from these little genetics experiments. So let's get started. Let's go for Lucha first. So come on, Lucha. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3, And let's age him up. I don't know how much of Lucha will be in him. Oh, like wearing all of the take that off. Oh, he's got the like army hair. Okay, so yeah, he's like, he looks very much like the previous kids from Lucha. Like, they're kind of very generic, looks very much like his mom, but with his dad's skin tone. He's probably got less of Lucha in him than the previous kids. So let's have a look at a daughter, see if the genetics are a little bit stronger with a daughter. Lucha. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay. Let's age her up. And again, she looks very much like her mom. I don't know. She's got her dad's cheekbones. Like, they're definitely more prominent than her mom's cheekbones. But overall, his genetics aren't super strong. So both of those are like absolutely fine, but they're also not absolute gorgeous lookers of Sims either. So let's go for Dominic's. I couldn't remember who it was for a second that we were doing for our second baby daddy. So we've got Dominic. Go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Looks like he's got his dad's nose again. Looks like he might look quite a bit like his dad, actually. Let's get rid of the facial hair. Okay, so he does look a fair bit like his dad. He looks older than his dad, obviously, because he's got this balding haircut. But yeah, he looks like, Dominic's genes are obviously very strong. Like, the lips and the nose are definitely like very Dominic and very prominent. He's also got quite a strong brow line, which Dominic has as well. So yeah, I think that he's probably cuter than Lucha's son, just because like Lucha's son is pretty generic and doesn't really have like anything super distinctive about him. But let's have a look at Dominic's daughter. I really, really wish that would stay. So irritating. Okay, female, let's do 1, 2, 3. Okay. She is very white. She's in like the opposite way. She's like the whitest child in the world. Okay, and let's age her up. And let's take off those. Okay, so she has got her dad's nose and her dad's lips. To be honest, she has probably got them in the worst ways. Like she definitely has her mom's eyes and her mom's like chin and jaw, but like she does again, like obviously Dominic's nose and lips are very prominent and seem to carry through a lot. And yeah, I don't think that she is as cute. Let's have a look at her compared to Lucha's daughter. Yeah, Lucha's daughter like kind of mostly looks like her mom, just with her dad's cheekbones. But Dominic's daughter does have a lot of the look of her. I don't know what to do about this one. Oh dear. What shall we do? Oh, this is really difficult. Because Lucha's genetics are so generic and like basically just produce okay children. Like, I don't think he's ever going to produce a child that's super ugly just because like he just doesn't really have anything that's like prominent enough to be really ugly. But what are we gonna do? What are we going to do? So I think that I'm gonna choose Dominic. And my reason really is because although I don't think she's prettier than Lucha's daughter, I just think that like she's okay looking, but she does have more prominent features from her dad. And Lucha's kids are both like okay looking. But it's just because their dad is just like super generic, and I think that like it'll just like, I think Dominic just has the better genetics, unfortunately. So let's go and record that on our chart. It might be a bit of a controversial one. It's really tearing me up inside what to do about this one, but I do think I'm going to stick with Dominic just because like I think it'll lead to a bit more of an interesting final round as well. So because otherwise we're going to be left with two really generic final a final battle, so it could be a bit boring. But anyway, let's record this on our chart quick. So yeah, if we had gone with Lucha, we'd have been left with Kai and Lucha, and both of them are just a little bit generic, but I think we are definitely going to go for Dominic, and we'll pop him there. So this final round is going to be quite interesting because we have someone who's very generic and very dominant. Again, very similar to this round, but yeah, let's hop in and find our like final matchup of the day. Right, so I've kept Dominic in because he was already in there. So we just need to grab Kai. I do feel like this is going to be a little bit of a controversial like decision. But it's my decision, so you'll just have to live with it. Right, we're going to do Kai's go first because he's on that side. Okay, so we need Kai. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then let's age her up. Come on, thank you. Right, let's go up. Let's have a look. Again, she's got her dad's eyes, but she basically looks like her mom with her dad's eyes, which is pretty much the story of like Kai's kids. They kind of all seem to do that. So she's not like ugly or anything. She's just like sort of pretty average. But let's go for a son. I'm quite nervous about this last round. And we want to change that to son. Let's go for 1, 2, 3. Okay, and sometime today, there we go, we will age him up. And what would you know, he although he does look slightly more like Kai this time, he's got more of his dad's chin. He's obviously has his dad's eyes, so I can see more of Kai in him this time, so that's quite interesting. He's like quite cute. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting battle, that's for sure. So let's grab Dominic and compare the kiddos. Dominic, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Cheekbones seem very strong. He doesn't look like he has his dad's nose this time, which is interesting. Okay, let's get rid of that. I'm going to change his hair so you have something that's off his face. Let's go for this. No, like maybe that one. Okay, so let's... Oh, this is the most generic of Dominic's offspring so far. So he has a lot of look of his mum. He does have the heavier brow of his dad. But yes, he is kind of generic looking, which is... This round is probably not the time, Dominic, for you to be producing generic children. Considering it's the final of this this episode. But let's have a look at Dominic's daughter. See if we can pull out Cutie from our back pocket. Dominic. We want to change that to female. Go 1, 2, 3. Okay, she's gone very white as well. Interesting. Oh, I'm excited to see what she looks like. Okay, let's take this off, take the clown makeup off. Okay, so she has her dad's nose, and I feel like she has his chin as well. It's got like the little tiny dimple in it. So she isn't like super pretty, but she also isn't like completely strange looking. So let's just compare her quickly to Kai's daughter. So Kai's daughter is very generic, for God's sake. She doesn't have much of a chin. She does have his eyes. Okay, so let's have a look at the boys. So this is Kai's son, which you can clearly see because of the eyes for sure. He definitely looks more like his dad. Again, this is a really difficult one. And then obviously we have sort of a more generic one from Dominic. Oh man, this is really tough. I feel like you know what? I think I'm just going to throw it all in and we're going to go for Dominic being our winner, I think. Just because, like, yeah, he definitely makes more interesting looking kids, and like, yeah, I'm going for Dominic. Dominic is our winner. Definitely not the same that I thought was going to be the winner of this particular battle. But yeah, so yay for Dominic. We'll just record that on our chart, and yeah, so let's hop over to our chart quickly. Right, so we are going to copy Dominic, and we are popping him there. So yes, he is the winner of our second go for round 1. So he also will be going up against Salim. Good luck with that. For round 2. So this is going to be an interesting matchup, because Salim had some really pretty kiddos when we played in our last episode. So get rid of that. So yeah, this could be very, very interesting, but we don't get to find this out for ages. So by the time we get here, we probably will have forgotten like what it was like. But yes, so this was our final little, our progress, if you like, for the day. So I am going to say dag dag now, because I've been yapping on for ages. Probably not quite as long as last time, but quite long. So I will say dag dag, and I will see you all later, and I hope you have an awesome day.